Welcome everyone, this is Madman bringing you another RSL video. Today we're going to go over the speed tune of Ultra Nightmare Spirit Clan Boss using the budget Unkillable team. Spirit Clan Boss for AoE 2 is going to put decreased speed. That will throw off your tune right from the get-go because we're not in a full tune typically until turn 3. So what's happening is Painkeeper, normally we'd be doing her A2 right here, but Unkillable and block damage is falling off of her, so she gets affected by decreased speed. Therefore we need to compensate for that. So in this particular case, we're going to start with A3 on turn 0. Turns 1, 2, and 3, we're going to use the A1 for Painkeeper. The rest of them are all the same. And then for turn 4, her A3 cooldown skill will be available. Use it again. Then back to turn 5, we can start using her A2 to heal. And then A1 at the end of turn 5. By turn 6, we can hit auto. As you can see, by turn 7, everybody's still got block damage Unkillable. They don't fall off till here. And we will be in tune. Real quick, 240 to 242 is the recommended speed for Maneater. 217 up to, I don't know, like 237, 238 for Painkeeper. I went with 218, keep it a little bit above that 217 limit, but keeping it reasonably slow so that you can put stats elsewhere. Geo as a DPS, I have him at 177. As a DPS, his range is 175 to 178. Another note, using Geo as a DPS, you don't want to fully book out his A2 and especially his A3. You want him on 4 turn cooldowns instead of 3. Thanks to Painkeeper's reset, it will actually become 3 turn cooldowns for both of those. I have Ninja in this comp. His speeds are 161 to about 165 because he also has a turn meter boost on his A1. And then for this particular one, and you can use any champ you want, Zargala is my slow boy stun target. In this particular case, speeds are between 110 and 120. If you're using different champ or whatever, it's always best to check because some champs actually have a little faster turn meter than others. So it's always best to check in the calculator. But that is the rotation there for Spirit Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss Affinity. We will go into showing you the builds here, and then we'll do a run, and we'll see what kind of results we get. Okay, the first champ here is Ninja. He's just on a lifesteal and speed sets. Doesn't have to be. That's just what I have him in for right now. I do use him in other areas. But his stats, as you can see, 36,000. So I'm trying to keep all my DPSs, Maneater and Painkeeper as well, in the 35,000 to 37,000 range. A little higher for Painkeeper. His attack's 5,200. His defense is a little low, but for Ninja it doesn't matter because what's going to happen is he is going to do his HP burn right before the stun. When he does his HP burn, he puts a veil on, so he will not be the stun target unless all of them are under veil. So his defense is not ultra critical. Like I said, 163 speed, 101 crit rate, 179 crit damage. Was a little higher, but it is what it is right now. And then a speed or accuracy of 233. His skills are fully booked. And as you can see here, like I said, each hit, chance to place an HP burn for 3 turns. Also places a perfect veil buff for 2 turns on this champion. So we don't have to worry about him being a stun target, even against negative affinities. His masteries, just did standard clan boss build down here to War Master. because I use them in different areas. Lower of steel, and went to get the accuracy there. Probably need to turn this off. You don't want any turn meter stuff, but it does work, so I am not too concerned about it right now. You want Life Drinker on them, especially if you don't have sets like Life Steal on, so that when he does hit, he gets a little bit of healing, so that he'll heal above more than your stun target. Okay, we have Maneater here. He's in a Toxic set and Immortal. It's not even completely rolled up, but we did get to the stats we wanted, between 35 and 37,000 HP for him. You want ideally probably 2100, but you can go as high as you want on the defense. For Maneater, it's the HP that's more the critical requirement there. Would like to have him some more attack, but he's at 200 attack, 240 speed, which we managed to pull off between Immortal and Toxic. 100% crit rate, 120% crit damage, but we want his accuracy to be the lowest as possible. I kind of want him to crit to, get a little harder hits out, but I don't want him to place his skills here. His A1 does decrease attack. We don't want decrease attack on the clan boss, especially with Geo in the mix. But he is fully booked. You don't have to have the damage part of booked. This one, you don't need booked either. But the Unkillable, you do have to have booked with the Unkillable and block debuffs. His masteries, I don't really need them all, but we came down here to where we have Retribution and Deterrence for counterattack measures, and then kind of again, Helm Smasher, or a Warm Bastard, sorry, Clan Boss build with Life Drinker. We don't want any Cyclone Magic or anything else that's going to affect the turn meter on him. So those are his masteries. Okay, Painkeeper here. Speed set, Toxic set. Again, got her in the 35 to 37,000 HP range. Might want a little closer. You could probably bump hers all the way up to about 39. Again, want at least 2,000, but preferably a little bit higher defense. Got her up to 2,300 in attack, 100% crit rate, 150% crit damage. Some accuracy, but for her it doesn't matter. She is fully booked, but you don't have to book the damage. The heals, you definitely would like to have this booked, as well as to the cooldown. And her A3 you have to have fully booked as well. She is just a rare, so it's a lot easier to book her. So, why not just fully book her? And then on with her masteries again, kind of same thing, down to War Master, got some Life Drinker. Now, her A1 does have a little bit of turn meter. So in this particular case, we don't want to go with Retribution or Deterrence, because if she counterattacks, she's going to be using that A1. That'll throw off the turn meter. So we just kind of went down the defensive tree there, gave her some defensive stats, and there you go for Painkeeper. Geomancer, as you can see, is my second one, so kind of nice here to have too. But again, broken set other than the speed set. Doesn't really matter on him too much. That 35 to 37,000 HP range. I got more attack on him. Not quite 2,100 defense as I'd like, but it's above 2,000, 177 speed, over 100% crit rate, almost 170% crit damage. We definitely want high accuracy. I recommend at least 250. Might be a little bit too high there, but you definitely want his HP burns to land. And those are his stats. Now, my second Geomancer, he's fully booked on his A1. Just kind of got lucky when it comes to the books here. Not quite fully booked here on his A2, and not quite fully booked on his A3. So if you're going to use Geomancer in a budget Unkillable, and you're going to use him as a DPS and not a stun target, you want to book this stuff 4-turn cooldown, not 3-turn cooldown. Like I said, so I got lucky with the books. Didn't want to take a chance of hitting this one just to catch this one, which doesn't really matter. That'll book down, or that'll get turned to a 3-turn cooldown, as well as his Quicksand Grasp there, 3-turn cooldown when Painkeeper does her skills. So every 3 turns it'll be constant, and as you can see, he places the HP burn and a 25% weaken for 3 turns. So we're going to place this at the start of every AoE 1. I'm using him as a DPS champion. That way I don't have to worry about any affinities as far as Geo is concerned. I can run Geo and Ninja as a DPS, or I could run another DPS with Geo, and then I can pick my stun targets based on what affinity clan boss I'm facing and not have to change out Geo's gear. Since I have 2 of them, it's a lot easier for me that way. If you want to use him as the DPS champion in the budget Unkillable, then you need to fully book him. Anyway, his masteries here, again, standard clan boss to War Master with Life Drinker build. And we just went down to get some accuracy, Lore Steel to help us place that HP burn. Not that it matters for Master Hexer to extend it. Well, I mean, it might extend it, but it's not really that big deal since it's on a 3-turn cooldown anyway. And Ninja's going to override it. And then just Sniper to increase the chance of placing it. So any little bit that helps. So that is Geomancer. So Gala here is our slow boy stun target. She's in a little bit of perception and crit damage set. Doesn't have to be. The big thing really is her stats. Not ascended, just a level 55 star champion, but that's all I need her to be for the slow boy stun target. Her total stats, again, we're in that 39,000 to 40,500 HP range. You know, you can give her more attack if you want, crit damage, crit rate, whoever you're going to choose to be your stun target. She is well below the 1500 defense, so that's definitely very helpful there. 112, so she is our slow boy stun target in that 110 to 120 speed range. And I'd like to see a little more accuracy on her, but 205 will just have to do. Her skills, the big one here, and this is why it may not hurt to ascend her, but then I'd have to play around with her gear and stats again, because ascended 3 times of potentially getting decreased defense up for 2 turns versus 2 times. She has weak affinity against spirit, but for the rest of the clan bosses, it would be very helpful to get the decreased defense. That helps Ninja out, but unbooked on any of her skills, so we could get a little more damage there and get weakened as well, even though Geo puts it out extra chance there of putting it out if he just happens to miss on the weekend there. Then masteries, no masteries. So nice simple build for Zargala. Again, those speeds are for Ultra Nightmare and Brutal. She has to be exactly 121 for Nightmare. So right now we got Spirit Affinity Clan Boss for Ultra Nightmare. So we're going to go into this run here. Choose our team here with Zarkala. I'll show you quickly. Pretty much same for all of them here. Prioritizing the A3. And then second priority is A2. Same for Ninja. Same for Geomancer. Same for Maneater. Same for Paidkeeper. I'd probably do what you want, but you know, now that we've got the ability to save things like that, better to be safe than sorry. It does take a little bit of setup, so we will get into that. The Spirit's slightly different here. So we are going to do our A3 with Maneater here. A2 with Paidkeeper here. And then pretty much normal with everybody else except for Paidkeeper. So A2 with Geo, A3 with Ninja, A2 with Maneater. I'm going to go A3 with Zargala. And then here, we're going to try and get ahead of the clan boss to make up some of the speed we're going to lose. So we're just going to A1 here. As you can see, Unkillable and Black Damage fell off of her, and we got decreased speed on just her. We're A1 with Geo, A1 with Maneater. This is where we're going to place the HP burn from Ninja. And then again, we're going to A1 with Paidkeeper. Stun goes towards Zargala. We're at turn count 3, A1 with Maneater. Just A2 with Zargala. Now we're going to put up Geo's HP burn. Again, we're going to A1 with Zargala. A1 with Ninja. And then we should be back to A3 there. Clan boss will take a turn. Now we have A3 available, so we're going to use that again from Paidkeeper. A2 from Geo. A3 from Ninja. A2 from Maneater. Just A1 from Zargala. And now we're back in sync, so we can now finally use the A2 from Paidkeeper. A1 from Maneater, A1 from Geo, A2 from Ninja, A1 again from Paidkeeper. Stun goes on to Zargala. We're going to click Auto, and we will see the results at the end. So as you can see here, we're coming into turn 48. The tune is working just fine on Spirit, and we are solidly into 2 key territory with our damage. So we'll just see where we end up at the end here. Spirit's probably going to be our best damage with this particular team, because, so there we go, 47.73 million damage dealt. Not much from Zargala. Obviously, I could build her better, but we're getting a little over 12.5 out of Ninja, 25.5 out of Geo, only 5,000 from Maneater, and 4.3 there from Painkeeper. Be a lot lower if those weren't in toxic sets. The reason I say this is probably our best clan boss for damage is because Geo is weak affinity, so clan boss is going to be hitting him harder, and his damage comes from reflect. Ninja is strong affinity, so he's going to be hitting the clan boss harder. If I work to get Zargala's decreased defense up and to stay up there longer, well, better opportunity to have it up, that would help Ninja get a little more damage as well. But there you go, solid 2-key Ultra Nightmare Spirit Affinity Clan Boss. Have a good day.